What's up, everybody? It's Jacob, Pick Management, here with Betting Royalty, the Prince of Picks, off another 5-1 night. But most importantly, we have a special guest with us today, Chris Bassett, celebrity chef, husband to Candace Dillard Bassett from Real Housewives of Potomac, and betting extraordinaire, content creator, does stuff for Odd Jam sometimes, where I used to work, if you guys followed my track record. He's going to be here to give us some of his best bets for the upcoming NBA slate. Payam and I are also going to give you our best bets like we usually do, and we have something fun we're going to do with Chris. So we're not going to keep you guys waiting. I am going to actually, Payam, let the people know. Sorry, man, I'm so excited about Chris. I almost didn't let you say hi. So yeah, tell everyone.
It's okay.
That,
you skip right over me. It's all right. He's
yeah,
more
sorry.
important.
Another 5-1 night. I know you have another round of best bets tonight, but let everyone know what's going on with you.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, man. I like you said, I crushed it again. That's 2 nights in a row, back to back. And what's better than 5-1 night? Back to back 5-1 nights. So that's exactly what I did. Last night we hit on Gobert over on his rebounds. We hit on Gafford under on his points and rebounds. We hit on the Wizards team total under. We hit on Minnesota minus 10.5. We hit on Bojan Bogdanovic over 2.5 threes. So 5-1 again. The only one we missed with Detroit team total, we barely missed that by a few points. So we almost went 6-0, but I'll take 5-1. I'll take 10-2 over the last 2 nights. And like you said, I got a bunch of bets tonight. About a total of 6 of them that I'm really excited to get into. And I think we're going to smash again tonight. So I'm looking forward to get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Payam knows what to hit. He had player props, team totals, alt lines, you name it. He's been on it. I didn't have the best night last night, but luckily we were up like 11-3, so we are still profitable for the week.
That's why we're a team. One of us, we
right?
pick each other up. So that's what teams do.
Absolutely. And today we'll hopefully get Payam that sweep instead of getting that one,
yes.
that one loss.
Yes, I need the shutout. Yes.
Yeah. But for a few minutes, we are actually going to say goodbye to Payam. I'm going to bring Chris on, and then we'll bring Payam back to finish our best bets and whatnot for today. So Payam, we will see you in a couple minutes, and we are going to say hello to Chris Bassett, sir. How are you?
Hey, man, I'm good. How are you?
Good. I dig the Odds Jam hoodie.
Yeah, well, I figure if I'm talking about sports betting, I might as well rock it for a little bit. I know you did some stuff with them and all that, so why not?
I'm going to take credit for it. They wouldn't even know you were a subscriber if it wasn't for me. So,
well, thank you. Thank you, then.
Of course. Yeah,
because I'm still using the stuff, so it's been great for me. So I love it.
Right on. All right, so I think best way to go about this is we'll dig into some of your best bets. If you want to run through them, a little quick analysis. I'll chime in here and there if I got anything for you. And then, like I said earlier, we have something fun planned. I'll tell you after Chris gives you his best bets. So, Chris, why don't you dig right into it and let people know what you're on for tonight?
Yeah, so I got three plays for tonight. First one, I'm taking the Jazz minus the 7.5 points. I mean, the Wizards are a terrible team. I know they're playing at home tonight, but I don't know. The Wizards are just terrible. New coach coming in tonight. Wes Unsed's moving to the front office. They don't care. It's typical Washington sports. So I'm taking all the points there. Other game, you got Boston on the road in Miami. It's always a good rivalry there. I think that line is also 7.5, if I'm not mistaken. And I like the Heat. I like the Heat to keep it close. I think they really have a chance to win at home. Boston's one of the best teams in the best team in the East, if I'm not mistaken, right now. But again, that's always a rivalry game. No matter who the coach is, no matter who the players are, those guys are always fighting hard. So anytime I can get some points, I'll take those. And then one player prop, Tyrese Maxey, over 28.5 points tonight. Always plays well against the Pacers. I think he averaged almost like 40 points a game against the Pacers. Last few games, he hasn't really hit that, and I think he's hit it once in his last 5 games. But, anytime you got a team that you really dominate against, it's a good time to break out of that. And so I'll take him over his points at even money, actually. So I'll take it.
I love all those. Miami, I can actually get you 8, so we'll give you 8 points there. It's at minus 110. But I really love that Jazz play, especially with the new head coach. Sometimes we get a new coach bounce, but when a team is actively tanking, I don't think we'll see that tonight.
Right.
And the Jazz have been red hot. I actually have a Jazz play later I'm going to get into with Payam. I'll let you know now. I'm on their team total over. I think they've easily put up 130 in this game, sitting at 126.5. So, you and I are on the same thing. I'm kind of a scary better when it comes to pushing 8 on a road team. But I think I will be tailing Chris tonight on this Jazz minus 7.5 here. So that's what he's on for tonight. Jazz minus 7.5, Miami plus 8, and Maxey over 28.5 points. But Chris, my dirty little secret, I am a diehard Real Housewives fan. I watch all the seasons. My wife got me into all of them. Without her, I wouldn't know who you are. And
shout out to your wife.
Yeah, right. So the last time Chris was a guest on one of my shows, I used to host the MLS Gambling Podcast. I had him do a F, marry, kill on Housewives if he wasn't married. So now this is a basketball show. I was thinking, how can we get some housewife stuff involved in this interview? So I asked Chris that if he were to draft his basketball dream team and only could pick Real Housewives, who would his starting 5 be? So Chris, let everyone know, who is your starting 5 Real Housewives squad and why?
Yeah, so I was going through this. I'm like, who do I know and how do I put this together? And so I've actually got a starting 5, a 6th man, and then an honorable mention. So we're going to give you 7.
Right,
yeah. We're going all the way down. So if I'm starting my team, right, I'm thinking Michael Jordan. I'm thinking a GOAT, right? I got to have the best. So obviously Nene Leakes is in there, 100%. Nene Leakes is in the starting 5. So next I'm looking for, somebody who's scrappy, somebody who's going to get down and dirty. I think I got to have Teresa Giudice in there. Then I need my Kobe player, the person who's also great, but is selfless. And so, of course, I got to have my wife, Candace. She's going to be my Kobe. And now, I think back to those 90s Bulls teams that, the 2-3 Pete's and Dennis Rodman. You got to have a guy like Dennis Rodman, right? Guy who's going to be there. He's going to put in the work, but then can fly off the handle at any moment, and you have no idea what's going on. And so for that, I got to have Tamra Judge. Got to have her in there. So right now we got what? We got Nene, we've got Candace, we've got Teresa, we got Tamra, and then you need the glue, right? Somebody who's going to be able to hold everybody together. That role player who's just a great asset to your team. They don't care if they score 2 points. They don't care if they score 50, but they're there to keep the whole team. They can go in between all the players, and I think that's a Cynthia Bailey, right? She can go anywhere with anybody, and she's cool. So then you had to have a 6th man. Somebody, when you need a spark coming off the bench, you got to have Erica Jane. Erica Jane can always bring a good spark. And then my honorable mention, just because I've been a fan since like 1995, is Candy Burst. I just had to find a way to get Candy in there, but I think that's my 7.
I dig it. That is a solid team. So to recap, Chris has Nene Leakes, Teresa Giudice, Candace, Tamra Judge, Cynthia Bailey, Erica Jane as 6th man of the year, and Candy as an honorable mention. I will say I have a couple of replacements if I could.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
So I would probably take out Cynthia, and I'm putting Jen Shaw in there. You got to have Jen Shaw, ruthless, will come out, get what she wants done. I think that would be my Dennis Rodman if I had to pick one.
I think she's unavailable right now. I think she's like on IR or something.
She might be unavailable. She's where she's at. She's probably rehabbing, playing some hard ball right now. So when she comes out, she's gonna be tough, ready with that hard street ball kind of attitude.
I like it.
I'm glad you had Erica Jane. You have to have Erica Jane on
there.
Sure. But that's a pretty solid team. Those are probably the only 2 real changes I would make. And then I was thinking of a coach for this too. And gosh, her name is almost slipping my mind. The Countess.
Luann.
Luann would be my coach. She's smart. She knows how to keep people together. She keeps her cool. And I think she can bring people together. When you see those recent, housewife vacation, episodes, she really, makes those episodes pretty solid, especially now that she's not really a countess anymore. She's kind of loosened up and I think would be kind of like a player's coach, if you will.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, Chris, I so appreciate you coming on. This has been really great. We
Absolutely.
hope to have you on again soon. Any parting words for anyone? I want to let people know where they can find you and let people know what you're up to, professionally.
Absolutely, for sure. So yes, obviously I enjoy betting on sports. I've been doing it for a long time, one of my favorite pastimes. But my big thing is I love cooking. So if you guys are interested in cooking, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, all the social medias. But I also just dropped my own spice line. So I've got an all-purpose and an all-purpose hot. You can find that at all the links are in my bios on social media. So yeah, feel free to check those out. It's great. I love it. My wife loves it. Everybody's loving it. In fact, I just got picked up for a local store where I'm at in Maryland and hoping to set up a distribution deal here with another company in the next coming weeks or so. So things are going good. Enjoying that. But yeah, go check me out on the YouTube and Instagram and all those other social, TikTok, Facebook, all of them. I'm on all of them.
All of them. We will put his links below. Do you want to let people know the address of your socials?
Yeah. So for TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, it's all the same. It's Bassett33. And then on YouTube, I don't know what it is.
We'll put the link, but Bassett33 across all socials. And yeah, Chris, this has been so terrific. We look forward to talking to you again soon. So yeah, that is it, and we will see you later.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Y'all take care. See you soon.
Payam, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, that was great stuff, man. Great. Appreciate having him on. It's great to be joined by a big celebrity, a legend like himself. And man, you know what? He has some great picks, and I think I'm gonna have to watch his cooking show. Maybe I can upgrade my palate from the microwave to the stove. So I'm gonna see how
when he said that, he totally undersold himself. He has a spice line because he's a monster celebrity chef, and he really just kind of casually put that in there. But really, his cooking stuff is where it's at.
Yeah, I'll cut down the frozen meals, and I'll start watching.
That's how we bagged. That's how we know how we bagged the Real Housewife.
There you go. Right.
You know, women love when a guy can cook usually. So that's how my wife likes it. So
less McDonald's, more cooking. That's the plan.
Right. So we are going to dig back into the rest of this NBA slate. We'll recap Chris's one more time. He's on Jazz -7.5, Heat +8, and Maxey over 28.5 points. So Payam, you can just dig right in and let people know what you're on for tonight.
Yeah, so I think he took part of my notes there. I had Maxey as well for the over on the points. So I love that bet. But we're going to start off with 7 p.m. Eastern tip-off where the Indiana Pacers are going to be hosting the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers are currently 8-4 ATS as a road favorite. They're 23-10 ATS overall as a favorite. The Pacers are just 50% ATS as a dog. So for all those reasons, I like Philly here. -4.5. That was at -115. I think the line might have moved up. I saw it at -5. Might be comfortable taking it at -5 as well. But for my official bet, it's going to be -4.5. Also, another stat here from this their recent trends. The game total over 237 has hit in their last 2 matchups. And both teams are also top 15 in pace of play. So for those reasons, I also like the game total to hit over 237 for a third time here. Again, that's at -110. And then Embiid in 2 games versus the Indiana Pacers this season has put up stat lines of 39-12 and then 37-13. So he's been dominating everyone recently, but especially the Pacers. He has no problem with them. And not to mention he's coming off of a 70-18. That's right, 70-18 against the Spurs in their last outing. So he is on an absolute tear. He's averaging 44 points and 10 rebounds per game for his last 5 games. That's since coming back from his injuries that, he was out for a few games before that. So he's been on not only just an MVP run, but a historic run. And the Pacers, 30th, dead last in the league, defending the paint. They allow 61 points per game in the paint, where Joel Embiid lives. And they're also 27th in the league in rebounds. So everything is lining up here for Embiid to have another monster game. So we're going to take his over 48.5 points and rebounds on the player combo. That's at -110. He very well could get over that in just points alone. He might get it with the 50 piece. So I love that one. Did you have anything for this game?
I do. What was your first? I have over 237
Yep.
Embiid points, and then what was the other one?
Philly -4.5.
Okay. So I bought it down a little while ago. I'm on Philly for the game -3. It's a -160. I know it's a little juicy, but sometimes the juice is worth the squeeze. So I am going to be on that -3. I'm also going to be on Philly first half -1 to -130. and I'm on their game total over 121.5. Pacers, no Halliburton, no problem. So, I just think Philly runs through this team again. I was looking at the over here, but with no Halliburton and the fact that the Pacers have seen the under hit in 7 out of their last 8 games overall, I think that the public is still on that, Pacers, early season, mindset that they're putting up, 150s and whatnot all the time. The injury bug hit them with Halliburton, and I feel like they're a different team. Still push pace, still put up points, but just not as many as they did. So because of that, I am staying away from the total and just focusing on Philly here, who I think puts up a ton. But that's going to do it for me in this game. What else you got?
Yep. All right, sure. Next up, another 7 p.m. Eastern tip. We're going to head to Washington, where the Wizards are hosting the Jazz. I think this might be a consensus bet between the three of us here, me, you, and Chris, Mr. Chris. Both teams top 15 in scoring, bottom 7 defensively. They're also both top 6 in pace of play. When these when these two teams play each other, there's going to be a ton of points. Just individually in their own games, there's a ton of points, but especially playing against each other with those trends in mind. So I am all over the game total over 244 here at -110. I think they both can do their part in this game. I think they're both very suspect defensively, so I don't think that should be a problem at all. Game total over 244. What do you have for this one?
I am going to be on the Jazz team total over 126.5, like I'd mentioned before. The Jazz have really just kind of been rolling lately. 15 and I know they're 15-6 at home, but as a favorite, they're currently 8-1 overall. Their ATS away isn't as good, but their over under on the road is 13-11. While the Washington Wizards have seen 11-8-1 to the over at home. And because of that, I just think the Jazz are going to be, kind of running wild here. We've seen the over hit in 5 out of their last 6 games. And with Washington needing to fill out a new coach, I think they continue to push pace, but they're not going to be able to slow down this Jazz team and, still working to gel. And I just don't think that a team who is actively tanking with a new coach is going to perform like other teams would on like a new coach bounce. So I'm just going to be on the Jazz team total here. I don't like the 8 just in case something weird happens and they do decide to play really well for this new head coach. I still think we see the total go over here. So over 126.5 for me on the Jazz.
Yeah, it seems like, the coach firing was more of a throw in the towel rather than a spike in performance.
And
so,
it wasn't so much.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Sorry. And it wasn't so. And here's the word part. So it wasn't so much a coach firing. He's still on the team. He's just in the front office now. You know what I mean? So it's like just more of like a restructuring.
Repositioning, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, no, I'm with you on that. They're obviously taking. And Jazz all the way here. Next up, we're going to go to a 7:30 p.m. Eastern tip. Where the Denver Nuggets are traveling to the Mecca, Madison Square Garden, to take on the New York Knicks. For this one, I am on Jokic, triple-double. That's at plus 195. Jokic, I think going to New York, he's going to want to show out. Again, whenever playing in arguably the most famous stadium in basketball, maybe in the world. And he only gets one matchup, one game there a year. So anytime you got a Western Coast superstar who goes to the Madison Square Garden, they're going to want to show out. And not only that, but he has had a triple-double in his last 3 games at Madison Square Garden. So, with no Hartenstein, obviously no Mitchell Robinson. I think Hartenstein is questionable, but he has an Achilles injury. That, to me, sounds like he's going to be out. But even if he's in, he's not really a threat to Jokic. But without him, it's even more of a reason to be on Jokic here. But, yeah, I love Jokic triple-double, plus 195. Do you have anything for this one?
Actually, no, I don't really have anything for this one. I was looking Denver here, but the fact that the total is so low kind of like throws me off. If no Hartenstein, I'll probably be on some form of Denver here because I think Jokic, like you said, is going to show out. But I'll probably be on Denver here. So make sure to check the socials at Pick Management or the Pick Management Discord later today to see if that's official. But it's right now just a lean. So
sure. Okay. All right. And then last up for me, 10 p.m. Eastern tip-off. The Golden State Warriors are going to be hosting the Sacramento Kings. For this game, both teams are currently top 12 in pace of play. They are also both bottom 10 defensively in the league. They're also both top 12 in scoring. So again, all the metrics are lining up here for a lot of points to be scored. I do get it. The two of their three matchups this season has seen the total go under 241, but in one of those games, De'Aaron Fox did not play. So I think had he played, it very well might have gone over, and we'd be looking at a different statistic there. So with that in mind, I like points here. Game total over 241, minus 110. That's going to be my final bet of the night.
I'm sorry, what was that total?
Game total over 241.
241. Okay, so to recap, Payam is on over 237 in the Sixers-Pacers game. He's on Embiid over 48.5 points and rebounds. Philly minus 4.5. He's on the over in the Utah-Washington game over 246. Jokic triple-double plus 195. And the Golden State game over 241. I have a couple more plays that I'm going to dig into for you guys. I am going to be all over the T-Wolves over 110.5. They're playing this Brooklyn team. I know that, Minnesota, Conley's a game time decision. Of course, Jordan Clark is out, but otherwise they're pretty healthy. Towns is in, Gobert is in, Edwards, and they're playing a Brooklyn team that has not been playing very well. For the line to be so low, I get Minnesota is a super good defensive team and haven't been putting up a ton of points. But I just think this Brooklyn team is poor enough that they'll be able to kind of do what they want here. Brooklyn 1-6 straight up their last 7 games, 3-16, 3-16-1 their last 20 against the spread. 1-7 against a Northwest Division opponent, 2-10 ATS against the West. 0-5 ATS their last 5 against Minnesota. So everything here is going against Brooklyn and for Minnesota. So I'm going to take their team total over 110.5. And I think this is going to be a wire victory. The line currently at minus 3.5. I am going to take them minus 1 in the first half. And then I'll take them for the game, probably minus 2. I'll buy that down. I don't have that official. I'm just looking at it now. As I talk through this, it's kind of making me want to take the full game too. So I think I'll take that minus 2 official, and then first half minus 1 for minus 130. I just think these are two really good teams. And I mean, not too really. I think the Minnesota is just a really good team playing against a bad team. And I like it because of that. And then lastly, I am going to the Lakers game. And this is all going to be dependent on the health and status of LeBron James. But they're taking on this Bulls team. I haven't really liked the Bulls all year, as you wear a Bulls hoodie sitting right in front of me.
Sorry, I'm suspect on them either. It's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah. The last 10 games between these two, it's been pretty even, a 6-4 record. The last 3, Chicago's won 2 of them. But the last 10 games overall, we've seen Chicago 3-3 on the road, but 7-14 on the year. As a dog, just 8-17. While Lakers at home 17-8 overall, and as a favorite 18-10. So I like the Lakers to get their team total over 116.5 here.
Quick question. Sorry. LeBron, AD, are they still questionable?
Still questionable.
Okay.
Both of them. Game time decision.
Okay.
Yep. So we've seen the over hit in 6 out of the last 8 between these two teams. So they do play competitively. And like I said, 12 out of the last 18 for Lakers overall have seen the over. And at 116.5, it's not that bad. I mean, if it was like 120, I probably wouldn't be on it. But at 116, it's pretty low, especially if both of these guys play. If only one of them plays, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. But if LeBron is out, definitely no play for me. But if it's LeBron with no AD, I still might be on it. So check the socials. So to recap for me, I am on Philly minus 3, their team total over 121.5, and the first half minus 1. I'm on Utah team total over 126.5, Lakers team total over 116.5, depending on injury. T-Wolves over 110.5, their first half minus 1, the game minus 2. Payam is on over 237 in the Philly Pacers game. Embiid over 48.5 points and rebounds. Philly minus 4.5. Utah Washington over 246. Jokic triple-double plus 195. And the Golden State game over 241. And then to recap one last time, Chris is on the Jazz minus 7.5. Miami plus 8. And Maxey over 28.5 points. That will do it for us. Payam, let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, just a quick error fix there. It's actually game total over 244 for the Jazz and the Wizards. I think you might have said 246, but it's actually 244.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
sure,
yeah, just a slight difference. And yeah, stay tuned. Check the socials for mine. I'm waiting for the Lakers, AD and LeBron to see what the injury status is for that. So I may end up having a couple plays for that game depending on their injury status. But you guys can follow me on TikTok and X at Prince of Picks 10.
Yeah, and you can also find Payam now in the Pick Management Discord. He's got his own channel, his videos and stuff posted right to there. So you can find all of his stuff in one place. We'll get him to start posting some bonus picks and stuff in there too. If you're interested in signing up for either one of us, you can do it right through the Discord server that we have. I am Jacob at Pick Management across all socials. This has been the NBA Betting Insiders, and we thank Chris one more time for being on the show today. And you guys will be able to check out his Real Housewives starting 5 all-star team. We are going to clip the crap out of that and make that one of the best videos ever. So this has been the NBA Betting Insiders on the Pick Management Podcast Network. We will see you later.
It's all mathematics. Mighty most definitely. It's simple mathematics.